Card Services webinar on innovative cards. Today we have a quite filled agenda as we are touching different kinds of special cards, innovative cards. As you may remember, our webinars usually have had one of our partners or other friends presenting their views on selected topics. But as today we are covering a wide portfolio coming from various vendors, we are this time presenting these products by ourselves. Please note that somewhere on the upper right-hand corner, there's a Q&A. Please write your questions there. They are anonymous, so feel free. And these will then be answered at the end of the presentation. We will start with this introduction and some very brief words on sustainable cards, because we have talked about them quite many times before this webinar. So let's get going. First, I would like to remind you of the fact that we are the single source for a very wide portfolio of cards. And that is thanks to our partner network with leading vendors, Thales, DAG Systems, and G&D, and then some other more specialized vendors as well. But this provides you with very rich portfolio coming from a single source combined with our personalization fulfillment services. Then providing a bit of a framework for today's presentation, let me just remind you the fact that the payment cards are more than just a popular means of payment. It's the only remaining physical daily touch point between the issuer and the consumer. And thereby the card is means of reminding the consumers of your brand, at best showing your brand values, differentiation, how you are different from the competition, and of course it is also potentially a token of customer appreciation. But it doesn't stop there. When people are using those cards, they sometimes want to make an impression. They may show their values by showing the card that they are using. Metal card, they're dropping it to get the sound. Some sustainable card, they can talk about their values related to that. Some fancy designs, etc., etc. And at best, this has a virtuous cycle of the friends and family to go and ask for a similar kind of a card from the issuer. So it's a quite powerful marketing tool. And that's why we are also talking about innovative cards today, how you can make your card attractive. The other thing that I'd like to highlight to you to think about is that what if consumers could choose their card among a portfolio that you are presenting to them, instead of the bank and the issuer saying that you, Tapio, you can have that or that card. This is what several fintechs are doing. Here, an example of Revolut. Actually, the Revolut has the approach that when you have started to become a customer of Revolut, you can then think about different packages of services. But how you are attractive to these packages is actually different kinds of cards. So in their mobile app, you can start looking at the different kinds of beautiful cards, metal cards, different colors, different materials, up to gold card. And they come with a package that has a cost. And then there's even a gold card that has a single cost of the card. So just an example of what you could also be doing. The other thing that is interesting is that even if fintechs especially start with a digital approach, they are very often issuing also cards. And Revolut, again, using them as an example, they are going with what I call the physical first approach. they have implemented card vending machines in multiple European airports. This picture is from the Vantaa airport here in Finland. So here the physical card comes first, and then the digital services follow. Reason for this is that the people who have a physical card make more use also of the digital services of the bank or the fintech. So how do you make your card attractive? One thing is, what makes your bank or fintech different? What is your unique selling point? What is your brand? Express that on your card. And as mentioned, remember that your customers are also different. How do you attract them? Give them a choice of to fit their lifestyle and so. We have earlier mentioned that there are different ways of doing it on the high level, shared values, customer status, innovative cards, that's very much the topic of today, different partnerships, different form factors, and then just the design and packaging. We are covering much of this during today. When it comes to shared values, sustainability is one such value. And here I'm just very briefly mentioning that we are providing full set of all kinds of sustainable materials, from recycled plastics to renewable materials, including cards made of corn or wood, and also reclaimed materials, meaning ocean plastic. Last year, we and you, our customers, reached the figure of 75% of payment cards being made of sustainable materials. We targeted this year to reach 90%, but actually we now know that we are going to overreach and we are approaching 95% even. And thanks to you going that way. And if you are one of the banks who has not yet done it, please consider this seriously. But then let's move on to different card segments. So Valeria, please continue from here.
Thank you, Tapio. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Valeria. I'm a part of the Tietoevry Banking team working in our personalization bureau in Riga, Latvia. So my topic today is premium cards, and during this part of the webinar, we will take a look at some benefits that issuers can reap from having a premium card, what benefits could be there for cardholders. We would also briefly review what kind of products are there available in the Tietoevry portfolio. Yeah, let's start. Let's move into it. So first slide lists some benefits for the issuers, but before we start reviewing them, I'd like to set a mood in a way a little bit. I'd like all of you to think about premium, not specifically in payments, but let's think about it in any other sphere of our life. So in pragmatical world, we would usually only evaluate a value of some product or a service. Let's focus on products here by its ability to fulfill its function. So if we take cars, we would evaluate them by its ability to take you from point A to point B in relative comfort and relative speed. If we were talking hotels, then it's surely having a roof over your head, maybe some clean sheets, electricity would be nice. If we're talking cards, specifically here, then surely it's making a payment and withdrawing cash whenever you need it and wherever you need it. But it's not really the case, is it? If we were solely relying on pragmatical views, we wouldn't have presidential suites in the hotels, we wouldn't have luxury cars with stardust ceilings, and we surely wouldn't be talking here today about premium cards. So now that we have established that having premium products is actually a natural development step for every industry, let's see what value there is in premium cards for you guys. Let's start with valuable connection, and it's something that Tapio has already touched in the previous slides. So nowadays, a lot of the services, banking services as well, are moving digital. Some bank branches are closing, or some new players might not even open a branch in the first place. So card is often the only physical touch point you have with your customers. Now, this physical touch point, the card, it can either elevate the perception of your brand, it can create a positive context regarding quality and your outlook in the world, or it can be just another card in your customer's wallet. So it's your choice, and it's a valuable connection that we think everybody should use. Now, the rest of the points listed here are in a way interrelated. So some studies show that having a premium card will result in higher spending. So it affects cardholders' behavior in a way. One example of the reason could be that you feel satisfaction from using a premium product and the satisfaction from payment experience. Now, the more you use it, the more this card is visible, and surely premium card will always attract attention. Having a premium card, you're also tempted to share it with your friends and family and to showcase what cool of a product you have there. So actually what's happening is people are doing the marketing for you. Your brand is visible. It also attracts new customers. It attracts new customers not only in a way that somebody saw it and got interested. We already saw some examples in the market where people would willingly change their issuers just to have a metal card. So it could be either from a bank that doesn't have this product at all, or maybe from an issuer who offers this as a tool of segmentation only to the most affluent customers. But in any case, it attracts new customers, it attracts a lot of attention, and it results in a number of benefits for the issuers. So as you can see, quite a number of benefits here for you. How about your customers? Let's see on the next slide. Okay, one back. Yes, thank you. So for the cardholders, surely first thing that would come to mind is number 3 on the slide, which is benefits and rewards. Premium always comes gift wrapped with some airline miles, or maybe access to airport lounges, access to some events, nice cashback. So it's quite tangible and it's monetary value. We believe that with premium cards, it's even more about customers' emotions, about how they feel. Owning a premium product makes you proud of yourself and of the product you're owning. It brings you some aesthetic pleasure. So definitely you're appreciating the tactical and visual appearance of the card. You can make it a statement. You can make it your style statement. You can make it a statement of your values. So it's a good thing to have. Experience shows that premium card, metal or not, is more exciting. It's more fun than a plastic card. You would be surprised how many videos of unpacking cards are actually online. So it's days of content showing only how people are unpacking the card and showing their emotions to the rest of their audience of how happy they are of having it. So let's take a look at what exactly is available at the Tietoevry portfolio. So on this slide, we have arranged a number of cards ranging from the most exclusive ones on the right hand of your screen to the most affordable ones on the left hand of your screen. So if we look at number 1 to number 6, the main difference between these cards is material and weight. The most exclusive cards can be made from precious metal materials. So in this case, we're showcasing a pure gold card. It can be encrusted with precious stones. It can be engraved in any way you wish. So there are possibilities, and the possibilities are actually endless. Then if we move further to number 2 or 4, those are cards containing stainless steel, having stainless steel touch and feel. And on the most right side of the screen, 5 and 6, there are cards that are heavier than a regular plastic card, still containing metal, but encapsulated in PVC. Now, on top of each card, you will see a speaker symbol. This one indicates which of those products have a metal sound when dropped. And surprisingly enough, it's usually the first thing that people are doing when we're showing our metal card portfolio. So it's a point of interest, definitely, for each and every customer. There is one specific product I would like to show you and to pay attention to more. If you please click to the next slide and start the video. So this is a mirror card. What's so special about it? Surely it has all of the benefits of a metal card, the weight, the feel, the luxury experience, and it has a mirror finish, meaning you could literally see a reflection of yourself in the surface of the card. Now, why am I highlighting exactly this card? Surely because it's a cool enough product to show you, but also in a way, a couple of slides back, I was talking how having a premium card would make people do the marketing for you and would make your brand visible without you actually doing anything. And this was the case with Mirror Card. A couple of months back, I was attending a Visa webinar. Presenter was talking about financial outlooks for the future, about the place of the card in the digital world, how ready are we to switch fully digital or not. But the most excited the presenter got in the webinar was actually when the lady was telling how Visa launched their first mirror card with one of the issuers. You might know, of course, from the news. She was so excited about it. She was excited about the appearance, about the fact that they are the first one to do it. And having people, your card holders, market your cards for you is good, but imagine your payment scheme doing it. So I think it's enough of benefits to consider. But how do you choose your metal card from all of the wide range of options? What we believe is important for any project, and of course also for premium cards, is to define your budget. But apart from that, I encourage you just to give us a call and tell us about it. You don't need to name the type of the card. You don't need to name the weight of the card or the supplier of the card. All you need to do is tell us, how does it look? Have you maybe seen something similar in the market? Do you want it to be conservative? Do you want it to be flashy so that everybody that sees this remembers it immediately and talks about it? Tell us about it. Tell us about how you feel, how the card sounds, and we will surely find the best match for you out of the wide range of our portfolio. But let's think, if a metal card or a gold card, is it the only premium option? We think not. On the next slide, you will see wooden card. This is a relatively new product, and it is a product we're really excited to talk about. So what's so important about it? Surely each of the card has unique and unreplaceable pattern. So the card is made of wood, and each of it has a unique fingerprint, if you wish. None of the card is the same. Given that the card is not encapsulated in PVC, it has a warm touch and feel like real wood. And what's the coolest thing about it? It has 0% PVC. So the card is made of wood sheets, paper sheets, and some non-toxic glue. That's it. Surely, recycling-wise, there is still a chip and antenna, but taking a look at the most recent developments, possibly in future, we could reduce the antenna, get rid of it entirely, just focusing on the chip. We don't know. But with this card, we believe it fits both the premium segment, and it can also make your customers feel valued, and it can make them feel proud about the choices they make sustainability-wise. So guys, I hope you enjoyed wooden cards and the rest card I was talking about. In the next slides, you will see some information about wearables presented by my colleague Geir Wold. So over to you, Geir. Thank you, guys. Geir, you seem to be muted.
Thank you, Valeria, for a very good and interesting presentation. I'm really excited to see who will be our first customer on wood card. My name is Geir, as Valeria said. I'm working as a sales manager at Tietoevry Banking in Mo i Rana. And as you said, I will be talking about wearables such as microcards and payment rings. Next slide. But first, what about the future payment landscape? This is something we have been discussing for over 20 years. What will happen with the payment landscape? Everybody has been talking about the mobile taking over. The mobile is there and we are using it, but we see that there will be options for the customers to choose from. It will be the physical card, it will be the mobile, it will be wearables. It will not be only one winner. It will be options for all customers to choose from. Wearable is as it sounds. The products you carry with you always. It could be a ring, it could be a bracelet, or it could be a key fob. Whatever you prefer. Here we are talking about active and passive wearables. The difference between active and passive wearables is that the passive don't need any battery or internet to function. What we are focusing on is delivering and developing passive wearables. Let's look on the microcard and why this is the preferred payment method for those customers who have started to use it. This product, it combines a microcard, a wristband, offering a convenient payment method. It's one of the most cost-effective ways to pay, especially when we compare to other wearables such as smartwatches, other smart payment options. It's designed on focus on ease of use and low cost. It provides the same benefits as a regular card or a credit card. You can use the same PIN code as you do for your regular card. It uses the same account as your ordinary debit card. It's water and dust proof, so you can bath with it, or you can do carpeting home without ruining the card. There is no card number, so it cannot be used for online shopping. And what do we think make the microcard unique? I've written that it's a simple technology, but it's not. It's a known technology. This ensures a high level of user friendliness. And we offer a wide range of options, including bracelets, key fobs, and pockets, and things to have on your watch. The banks, they don't want to have a web shop for this. So Tietoevry, we provide you with this web shop. So your customers can choose from a wide range of wearables where they can have the microcard. And these types is suitable for occasions, whether it's for everyday use, if it's on a party, or if it's on the beach. Next slide. So why should we choose the microcard as a payment solution in your portfolio? You can ask yourself some questions. Do you want your customer to experience a smoother payment method in a fashionable way? Look at the picture on the right lower side. It's a really nice bracelet. Next question, can this product help elderly people that struggles with the new digital world? Can this product make them feel more included? It's easy to start using this. You don't need any technical competence to use this. How does your bank help customers simplify purchase at shopping, concerts, events? You always have this on you. You don't have to pick up the phone or anything. And how does your bank include people with disabilities? The picture on the upper right corner there, you see the microcard. It's a SIM card format. It's 2FF format, as we call it. The processor in that card is the same as for a regular payment card, but only without the contact surface for communication with terminals and ATMs. But we all know today that almost all ATMs and terminals are contactless. The microcard is therefore a payment solution which you can use only contactless, with or without PIN, depending on the size of the amount charged or accumulated. Next slide. So what are the benefits? Microcard is designed for contactless payment, and this can reduce the risk of fraud and misuse. This in turn can reduce the cost associated with fraud compensation. The microcard can be attached to a wristband, watches, key rings, as I told you before, making them extremely convenient and accessible for users. This can increase the use of the card and increase the volume of transactions for you as a bank. As I told you before, this is easy to use. There is no setup. It's ready to use right from the box. Everybody can use this without any technical knowledge required. Even I can start using it, and I'm using it. Last week, we had a call with a lady. She's not working in a bank, but she started for a few months ago to use the microcard. She started a meeting telling us that she loved the product, and she got a lot of attention when she did a payment. People was asking all the time how she did the payment, who is providing this product. And she said, I'm so sad. I actually didn't have this when I was single. If I had this when I was single, I probably could have dropped Tinder. I couldn't add Tinder. I dropped Tinder as a benefit, but I think it's a good story. Next slide, Tapio. Next is the payment rings. This is a product that we now can deliver in cooperation with our partner Tapster. We see the same for payment rings as we do for users of the microcard. If you first start to use this, it becomes your preferred payment method. And the reason for this is the easiness of use that makes this top of wallet. You have it on you all the time, you just do the payment. It's easy to set up. It has the same pin as for your regular card. There's some more technicalities to set this up, but it's really easy. Even I have done it. Next slide, Tapio. As Tapio started with earlier today, it's increasingly important to be top of wallet. You can be that with a metal card, or now I'm talking about the wearables. And payment is a strong driver for an overall bank loyalty. We see that from customers. As Valeria said, she knew customers that wanted to change bank just to get the metal card. We have seen the same for the microcard. Customers today, they would like to have multiple payment devices. And we can offer you payment rings and tailor-made all these to fit you. We see that we have products that fits kids, the youngsters. We have products for the private banking group, and even for those who feel that the world is getting too digital and difficult to understand. You as a bank, you can make your wearable be the preferred payment method. You can make them brand marked with your bank name. So it's a perfect product. But why do we state this? How can we state this? It's because the ease of use. Any payments we want to use has to have the ease of use. We don't have to do all the setup and everything. This is ready to use right from the box. It gives you a quick and easy payment. There is no setup, easy setup for the payment ring, and you have the flexibility and choices as you see on all these pictures. So why don't you have this in your portfolio? Thank you. That was all from me. Next out is my colleague Edmunds, and he will tell you about cards with WOW.
Thank you, Geir. My name is Edmunds Grigorovich, and I'm working Tietoevry Banking Riga as a sales and customer manager. And as you already heard today about importance for differentiation in card portfolio that you can do by choosing sustainable materials, choosing precious metals or metals as such, or shape and size for cards, making payments accessible and easy. I would like to tell you about some products that as well may do the job to excite your customers and be as a great addition to your existing card portfolio, and would provide for you to tell your brand story, your values from different angles, and provide the possibility of self-expression, excitement, wow effect for your card users. And let's start by looking at biometric cards. So when contactless payments appeared in the market, they provided a very much convenient way of making payments at stores and other places. And the biometric card, it's I would say, step forward to make it even better and more secure. Next slide. Biometric cards, by touch of your finger, provide secure for all in-shop payments, and biometric cards, besides the technology, gives you as the card issuer possibility to say attract different groups of card holders for whom biometric card might be important, looking from different aspects. For one, that would be providing more security, because they are afraid that, say, the regular contactless card is not secure enough, that somebody can use it without your knowledge. For some, it would be, let's say, convenience, like for visually impaired people, so they don't need to enter the PIN, and they can use this card with ease. Or it's a technological advantage and status for ones who want to be pioneers in using newest technologies. Next slide. And to use this card for the card holder, basically what it is required to do, enroll his or her fingerprint into the card. And the fingerprint is stored in the card and nowhere else, and no one can access it. Enrollment itself, it's easy. The card comes to card holder with enrollment sleeve that provides power for the card and indicates the status. Enrollment itself, it's very alike when you write your finger into any smartphone. So basically, this process should be familiar to most of the card holders too. And once the card, your fingerprint is enrolled into the card, you make the first PIN transaction, and after that, you are ready to use your biometric card for contactless payments. Next slide. As another card that provides more advanced possibilities thanks to evolving of the technology, it's ArcLight cards. It's an evolution of LED cards. LED cards previously provided possibility to have like 1 or 2 LED on payment card in dedicated places. These cards uses OLED technology that gives possibility to lighten up bigger space on your card and make the card more attractive when used. And basically, when you attach your card to point of sale reader, the OLED will go on and will make the use of the card more fun, attract attention of others. As one of our clients mentioned when they saw possibility for these kind of cards, they mentioned that yes, this is the really great way how to encourage kids to use cards for payment more. So really interesting and good product, and as well as with any technologies. And for these cards, we know that our partners are working towards making them even more attractive. For example, by like lightening up only the let's say the sides of the card and so on. And now let's move to 2 variations of picture cards. The picture cards has been in the market for quite time, And these two versions are like evolution. Sketch card, that's the possibility by using application to choose from already existing sketches or creating your own sketch or just making the statement to get this on to your card. And unlike the picture cards where you had basically the whole surface covered, here you can have a range of basic design cards in different colors where the sketch or statement is applied with drop-on-demand or durable graphics printing. That way, basically, you provide possibility for your card holders to make own statement, to show it to others, enjoy it, and repeat. And below you can see a sample from a bank in Turkey, Papara. They used the sketch card as part of the communication campaign by inviting cardholders to write their motto or show the passion and reflect themselves with Papara. Like if you would Google it or look it up in LinkedIn, then you will see there's advertising reel by Papara, where you can see and feel the mood of it. Let's move to the next slide. Another version of, say, sketch picture card would be a way that you can make the picture for your card by using artificial intelligence. So again, it's the way using technology to make the process of making your card different, providing the statement and using the possibilities that the new world provides, and giving for the issuer, again, the possibility to communicate your values and statement. Both of these variations, sketch card and AI generated, would require integration with application where these picture sketches are generated, checked for compliance, and sent to personalization bureau, who will put it on your card. Next slide. So we touched base few of the new card developments, but in fact, like working with our say card suppliers, we see that developments are not stopping, and like every time they are coming up with something new. Like, for example, especially in Finland, there is very popular multi-app card where on one card you have debit and credit. But nowadays it's usually predefined that, for example, debit application is the first choice. And if you wish to use credit, then you have to make contact transaction and choose that you would like to use credit application. Here we can see development that basically by the way how you handle your card, one or another way, the switch of debit or credit becomes automatically, thus making these kind of cards more easy to use and making customer experience at point of sale more enjoyable, great, and showing your attitude towards caring about your card holders. So, and as I mentioned, that these developments on cards, they are coming along as technologies evolve, and I would encourage all of you just reach to your customer sales managers at Tietoevry and ask like if we have anything new to offer to you. And now I'm passing word to Tomasz, who will tell about cards and crypto wallets.
Hello, I'm Tomasz Sekutovic, working with Tietoevry with partners. Thank you, Edmunds, for this introduction. I'd just like to give you some interesting information about what else the card can do for the banks. And I will tell about a relatively new product when the physical card has a big role. As you probably know, there are more and more numbers of people who are dealing with digital assets and cryptocurrencies. There are some statistics that even 1 billion of these people will be in the near future in the world. So let's combine this this flow with the physical card. Next. As you can see, and my dear colleagues explained that the card has a role, and it also has a role in this market. It means that the card can be interesting form factor as a key to your cryptocurrencies and digital assets. And at the same time, this can be done regular EMV payment, and on top, you can as well exchange your cryptocurrencies from fiat currency to the cryptocurrency. So card, again, has a big role, and especially a physical card has a big role to be part of this ecosystem. Next slide, please. What are the roles of financial institutions in that? There have been some statistics and some interviews with the banks and as well customers. What would be the future role with the banks with these cryptocurrencies adoption? And what is interesting is that 59% of crypto-aware customers believe that the bank has a big role to establish the institution and mainstream as adoption of the cryptocurrencies and digital assets. And at the same time, customer is also interested. Customers are interested that the bank will play the role in this ecosystem. So even 39 of the responders of crypto owners likely to switch the bank if they offer the crypto products within the next 12 months. So for sure, as you can see, the financial institution can be or could really play the role there. And then the card will be enabler as an opportunity with the secure custody services, meaning that instead of having, let's call it old-fashioned crypto stick that you can forget your credentials, then again, the card will be enabler for that. I will show you how it can be done. This is a new product from G&D when you have a modular solution for the digital asset custody market, when you can just touch the card and then you can have access to your cryptocurrency wallet. And there are certain good features on top of this. And just briefly tell you what kind of features can be. Please, next slide. It is trusted because the card form can be a cold wallet storage, but at the same time, it's a true self-custody of the keys in a secure element. And it's locked in a firmware to avoid potential manipulations. And again, it will be combined and it can be combined and integrated with EMV payments as a card, as a traditional card, as you know. Next slide. It is easier because mobile interface is enabling a customer asset portfolio supporting 10,000 of the most popular coins and tokens in the market. So it's easy to interface, removing technical complexity. And of course, having a support of multi-seed portfolio, including importing and existing self-custody seed phrases. It sounds, let's say, technical, but actually the most interesting part is that the card is access to your potential cryptocurrency. And once you will, let's say, forget when and where you store your keys, private keys, then the bank and the card can help you to have it again with your cryptocurrencies can be retrieved. So it's hassle-free when the bank has a role and the card has a role in this ecosystem. The next slide, please. So of course, once you are connected to the blockchain, you are connected, and then you have you can as well store your NFT. You can store your whatever digital assets you would like to have in the future. So it's not only connected to the cryptocurrencies, but it can be connected to all the possible blockchain as an ecosystem. Next slide, please. And it's safer because you don't need to be expert when you would like to have your cryptocurrencies or NFT or whatever assets you would like to play. It's a safe recovery capability utilizing distributed key fragments, so no one knows your private keys. Only the three factors and the card and the bank and the server can retrieve the right away your private keys. So bank can play the active role in this safeguarding and recovery the keys for the customers. Next one, please. It's having a certain benefits for the consumers. Of course, it's a much better user experience holding the assets. Again, as I mentioned, it's self-custody of the keys, so you can autonomy due to the cold storage hardware wallet for keys. It's reducing security and risks on that. And then you can just sleep well when your private key will be somewhere stolen or just forgotten. The next one, please. And there are, of course, certain benefits for the banks. As I mentioned, there will be around maybe 1 billion of those customers, potential customers who want to play in this role. So then the bank can be a forefront for the new technologies. There will be increasing convenience for the customers. There will be for sure new revenue stream. And also it's interesting for the bank that the card is from one side revenue stream for the banks as cryptocurrencies, but as well to exchange fiat currency to cryptocurrencies, then it's as well additional revenue stream for the bank itself. It's a competitive advantage in the market. And of course, diversity for the demographics, and of course, youngsters would like to play with those cryptocurrencies if we want, or if not, but still, this is the case. And again, the card can be innovative. The form factor, as my colleagues mentioned to you, can be whatever. It can be metal card. It can be the card which also be part of the lifestyle. But it's important to understand that this can be additional benefit when you would like to use the card for your cryptocurrency in the future. Next, please. So that's all from me, and we are happy to discuss with you about these cryptocurrencies and the cards together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tomasz. So we are a little bit running behind the schedule, so we'll make the polling very fast. We are not exactly flooded by questions, so I think we have enough of time. You still can anyway ask more questions about the different types of cards and so on. So I would ask you to go to website menti.com and use the code 82648286 to get into that poll. We will be asking some simple questions for you to answer. So I will now be starting the Menti and give you a little time. The first question is, which of the suggested differentiation factors do you find most attractive personally? So from your own personal perspective, the sustainability, the customer, the premium segment, the wearables, the wows, or the cold wallet. Please have your say. And you can actually give more than one, if you like. Well, it seems that democracy is overestimated. Okay, more. So before moving into the next one, we are seeing that this far the cold wallet, which of course is a bit more complicated animal or card type, is still something that we need to explain more. But the values, the sustainability especially, I guess, the premium and wearables are the three bigger ones. And also maybe some selected innovative cards. Let's move on to the next question. So this is you personally. Now looking this from your business perspective, the company, the bank, the fintech you are representing, what do you think would be most suitable for your company or your business? And again, please don't hesitate to choose more than one. Actually, I think it's only one that you can choose. Sorry for that. So it's only one to be chosen. Okay. So now closing soon. Again, it seems that for the business perspective, not surprisingly, sustainability is very popular, premium as well, whereas the wearables and the wow are also interesting, and wow is actually getting more popular now, and the customer status. Sorry for rushing this a bit, but this is interesting information. And still, the cold wallet is something we need to discuss more with you. Moving on to the next one. Hold on. Okay. And then the critical question for many of you is that as a person, as a private person, would you be willing to pay for your chosen special card product you have just voted? So please go ahead. There are yeses and there are nos. We have now numbers coming up. And thank you for the ones who are active on this, because this is interesting for us, but I would also assume this is interesting for you as well. So now we have a tight fight going on. Same numbers for both. And we are now closing this poll. Yes is now moving to be the winner, but with a tight margin. And then we move to the final polling. So if you answered yes, how would you consider paying for months on the selected product that you have? And that, of course, can be different kinds of products. And as I said, all this is done anonymously, so please just go ahead. Okay, there's 1, 2, actually on the 10 euro seems to be the critical thing. Of course, depending on the type of the card that we are talking about. Maybe on the sustainable ones, you might consider that to be free of charge or with a lesser fee. 10 to 15 euros is the highest amount so far. And the last minute to respond. Okay, so we now have 3 responses that give rather similar answers. That seems to be a thing. But looking at those numbers, 10 euros a month with a card life cycle of, let's say, 3 years, for example, and you would be gaining 10 euros a month from that, it makes a clear business case, even if we are talking about the higher end metal cards. So having this charge from the customers, the card itself can be a business case. Thank you for your responses, and then going quickly to the questions. So now I seem to be stuck with this one. Okay, here. So let's go through the questions that we have quickly. Let's start with the question of the premium cards. So Valeria, how do you see Nordic and Baltic market for the premium cards?
I think, first of all, thank you for the question. It's an interesting one. I think in both Nordics and Baltics, and also actually in the world itself, there is still a lot of possibility for growth. Surely digital is developing fast and it's acquiring the market share fast, but we still see that there is a gap in performance of what we expect from digital and what we receive from it. In many situations, we still rely on card. And as mentioned before in my part of presentation, premium kind of is a natural step onwards. So there is definitely space for growth there. There is an opportunity. And maybe to sum up, I can tell a short story of a friend of mine who was approached here locally in Baltics to get a premium card. Surely it was wrapped with several benefits with a cost of a couple of €100 per year, similarly as you have voted here. To agree, if he would agree, he would get a PVC card. So the only reason the person didn't agree is he was a bit infuriated that for all of this cost, actually all I'm getting is just PVC. So surely it's not so with every customer. Some of them will be more pragmatical, but as Tapio says, there is a clear business case for this product, and we believe it will develop even more shortly at a slower pace than different products, but it will still be there.
Thank you, Valeria. Maybe to Geir, the question: how does the microcard small size impact the contactless function with the payment terminal?
Yeah, it has the same functions as a normal debit card. The distance from the POS terminal is the same, so it's really easy to pay with this. So that's why it's used of so many customers. We also had some questions regarding how about all the different type of terminals, but there wasn't any big issues around that because the reading distance from the microcard, even though it's small, is really, really good. It's the same demands as you have for a normal card.
Very good. Thank you, Geir. And then the final question is then to Tomas, is that I think the question in a way is that do you really think that the cryptocurrency market is interesting for traditional banks? The polling that we just had doesn't really support that maybe, but and of course it is something that the same card I would guess is good from the fintech perspective, that you are now more talking about the traditional banks. Why are you saying that?
I think of course, for traditional banks, it's important to have proper regulations in place, and I think this is coming, and this will be soon as well in Europe. So I think next year, and when the regulations will be in place, there will be more and more traditional incumbent banks who will play their role there, and of course as well the card. the market will show, but we will see the movements from the traditional banks as well.
Very good. So looking forward into that, and as we are now having our time up, so let me thank you for listening. And in case you became interested in any of these cards or ideas that we have presented, you can contact the respective representatives or your familiar sales manager or account manager that you have. Thank you. We will send the presentation and a link to the recording shortly after closing this. So thank you very much. Have a nice end of the year. Thank you. Bye.